Hello and welcome to this tutorial. My name is Mose and I'm gonna teach you how to sculpt a rock in ZBrush. Basically, it's relatively easy the way I do it. Weapons of choice are clay buildup, trim adaptive, trim dynamic, and where is it? Oh, that one. And fracture. That's basically the brushes I will be using. And snake hook, of course. And mainly because I just love it, I choose to work in Dynamis. Yes. Okie dokie. Since I'm just gonna do a quickie here, make a nice rocky shape. I have no idea what I'm doing. La 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 la. Okay. This here is rocky enough. Turn on Dynamis, that works a little bit better. And this is just a quick tutorial for a friend, so I'm not really overthinking this. I'm just like doing a quickie here. Okay, I have an abstract shape here, kinda like it, but it's not done, of course not. So what I do is use trim dynamic, and I choose, because basically what I'm doing is, this works almost like the mallet brush, but I kinda don't like the mallet brush. I don't know why, but it doesn't work well for me, so I choose to do it like this. I have both a squared alpha on the trim dynamic and a trim adaptive because I choose to use both. So what I do now is go crazy with the fracture, because I think it gives chaotic enough results. And this looks ugly now, but it's not a finished product, so I don't care about it really much now. And this is a rock, and I don't think anybody will ever go, hey, that rock isn't rocky enough, so it needs to be more rocky. It just needs to be an interpretation of a rock, I think. It makes it, well, anyway. And trim dynamic, just to do some crazy shit here. Make it more rocky. If it weren't copyrighted, I would put the rocky thing into this video, but I don't want to be sued because I have no money. I'm just a poor artist, if you stretch that term a little bit. Anyway, and basically now and I didn't speed this up, I'm just working this fast. I'm, like I say, don't really care what I'm doing, I'm just doing this for a friend. Okay, now we have a little bit more rocky shape here. Ooh. But trim adaptive, I think, is awesome when you want to get like geometric shapes into the sculpt. And what I mean by that is that of course you can do it like this. So I mean, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. And work on it a little bit more and it'll be awesome. But and this is the reason why I choose to use the square alpha on this, because you get when I no, not blur. If I increase the resolution of the mesh and do it like this, like this, you get this really nice, lovely cracks and like straight folds and stuff like that into the sculpt, which I really like. Go a little bit crazy here, but the reason I choose this, use trim dynamic trim adaptive also, is because if you invert, just choose to add to the sculpt, you can do stuff like this. And if you're doing like, there are many types of rocks. Some of them are just like boring rocks, but if you actually go and research many types of crystals and stuff like that, you can see that they have really interesting dynamic shapes in them. And this is also the reason why I choose to use Dynamesh, because I really don't have to think about what I'm doing. I just do it and it looks good. Because like with this, before Dynamesh, I would never be able to work on this, but now I can just do whatever I want, and that is what makes ZBrush awesome. And like I said, this is just short tutorial about the workflow and the theory, not the I'm not trying to do a cool rock now. I'm just explaining how I do it, what tools I use and why I use them. And like I say, this is awesome. This is awesome. I love this. And I don't like this, so undo. And just do something with it, with these brushes. Trim adaptive, trim dynamic, clay buildup, snake hook, and fracture. And when you're done, you can do more chaos here. And of course, the old saying that start with a low resolution mesh to get the ground basic shape, even though I'm kinda alienated it now. But start with low res mesh and go higher into the details. And yeah, with the trim adaptive, you can get like stuff like this. And if you actually research rocks, which sounds weird, but references are good, you can see that the rocks don't look like the rocks in Crisis. They're not smooth, and they're not like most of them, and they really have lots of cracks in them and details and stuff like that. So, and that's actually one of the reasons, the reason why I use fracture, because you get like chaotic details with it, and especially if you import your own alphas. And I'm not trying to do something good. You have to excuse that. And yeah, switch between use trim dynamic and trim adaptive, and when one is needed and the other isn't. Like this. I just want to smooth this out, but trim adaptive doesn't make sense here, so trim dynamic. Ooh, beautiful. And basically, yeah, and when you're done and happy with the shape, this looks ugly as hell though, but at least when you're done with the shape, you can add the final details onto the rock with just importing a texture and use the spotlight or lightbox. No, spotlight. I don't remember how to use this. I never use it. I just okay. Shall I waste your time trying to figure it out? Add to spotlight. Yeah, here we go. And rotate and scale it down. Move it. Where's the opacity? I like this. And use a clay brush to do it. And press Z to go to sculpt mode again, and Z to go into the placement mode of the texture. If you don't know, yeah, and if you don't know how to use spotlight, first thing you have to do is select the texture and push here add to spotlight, and then you can turn spotlight on. And before you import the texture to spotlight, it won't turn on. There's probably a better brush than clay to do this though. But yeah, you get where I'm going with this, and this tutorial has been longer than I wanted it to be, but yeah, like I say, import the texture and sculpt the texture on it, the rock, and it'll look sexy, not like this. This is ugly, but it's just me explaining the theory. Oh, and one tip I would actually give everybody, if you're still watching this, first of all, get a tablet. Secondly, map the middle mouse or the second button on the pen to go straight to the brushes, because it's awesome to do it like that. Okay, and enjoy your rocks.